What's going on, everyone? It's Camilio Solomon, back to bring you the news. On today's Wrestling Report, we have many stories to discuss, including backstage news on the AEW Stars contract, a new rule for WWE live events in Florida, the Creed brothers are not going to the main roster, and many more stories. Please don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to be sure you won't miss out on any more uploads. Now, without further ado, let's jump straight into the news. Since her AEW Arrival, Jade Cargill has been pushed strongly and is one of the top rising stars in all of AEW. Cargill retained the AEW TBS title against Tyra Valkyrie at the AEW's Double or Nothing event live from Las Vegas, only to lose it to a returning Chris Statlander moments later. This ended Jade's 16-0 winning streak. She held the title for over 500 days. Since this bout, she hasn't been seen on AEW television, with her reportedly taking time off. Cargill teased on Twitter that she likes being outside of the wrestling bubble and went as far as saying she might stay there while being out in Hollywood, before indicating that there are no plans for her to return to AEW TV anytime soon. Some took this as her working the fans, but it doesn't seem to be that way, as in the latest edition of Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that there is no timetable on her return. The ratings are in for Wednesday's AEW Dynamite. The show had drew an average of 855,000 viewers, which is up from the 809 viewers the show drew last week. In the all-important 18 to 49 demographic, the show had drew in a 0.29 rating, which is up for the 0.24 rating last week. The show also charted first on cable for the night among the top 150 shows. Last week was a Fallout edition of Sunday's Forbidden Door pay-per-view event. The show on the same week last year drew an average of 979,000 viewers with an 18 to 49 demo of 0.36. Although the WWE NXT brand has undergone changes in the recent years, one thing has remained for the majority of that time is that running house shows in Florida. At the height of NXT, thanks to Triple H's vision for the brand, which was turned into an independent promotion under the WWE banner, the brand had its normal local weekend house show loops in Florida, but it has also toured around the US as a true third brand and its highly praised takeover and specials. Even before the height of the brand, and now, they always ran local house shows in Florida. They also aired TV from the state at the Performance Center. In the latest edition of Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that because of new law that underwent into effect in Florida on July 1st, allowing citizens to carry concealed weapons without a permit, WWE decided to make a new rule. Meltzer wrote, WWE has intact a written rule for all of events in the state, including at the Performance Center, that all firearms and concealed weapons are permitted. If anyone comes to the PC or an arena where WWE is running with a firearm or a gun, they will be instructed to take that weapon back to the car, and they won't allow you to check in and leave a weapon in the arena to be picked up after the show. The ratings are in for the latest edition of WWE NXT. The show drew an average of 508,000 live viewers on the USA Network, which was down from the 622,000 viewers the show drew the previous week. It did a 0.13 rating in the 18 to 49 demographics, and last week the show did a 0.17 rating. This is the lowest key demo rating since February 28th and the lowest total viewership ever on the USA Network. The lowest that NXT had ever drew was the February 8th, 2022 episode that aired on Sci-Fi, where they averaged 400,000 live viewers. It should be noted that the ratings was expected to take a big hit due to the show airing on July 4th. The show the same week last year drew an average of 593,000 viewers with an 18 to 49 demo of 0.12. WWE aired a taped episode of NXT this past week on Tuesday night for the July 4th holiday. Spoilers got out just days before the show aired, and a lot of fans started to speculate about how the Creed brothers was going to debut on the main roster. This is because Brutus and Julius Creed had lost to Jagger Reed and Rip Fowler in a Losers Leave NXT match, when a masked man in a red hoodie hit a headbutt to Julius, allowing the dyad to get the win. Because of the stipulation, it only made sense for them to go to the main roster. WWE officials has been high on the team for some time, especially Julius. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that they may not be going to the main roster, although there are conflicting beliefs within the company about it. Meltzer wrote, "In regards to the beliefs that the Creed brothers are main roster bound, I will figure that's the case, but one person very close to the situation was outright told that it's an angle and they will be back. Austin Theory has been pushed as the next top WWE star since his arrival onto the main roster for a second time. It started when he won the United States Championship, won the Money in the Bank briefcase, and was aligned with Vince McMahon on television. However, he underwent a character change when Vince McMahon resigned from the company and Triple H took over creative. He battled through some on-screen struggles, including a losing streak, and coming up short when he cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase against Seth Rollins. Theory won back the United States title last November at Survivor Series in a triple threat match with Bobby Lashley and Seth Rollins. He has held the title for over 221 days. Earlier this year, Theory got the biggest win of his career when he beat John Cena at WrestleMania 39. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Selects pointed out that Theory's title reign as US champion is the longest since Dean Ambrose reigned 10 years ago. Ambrose, now known as Jon Moxley, has held the title for 351 days. Wednesday's episode of Dynamite featured the likes of Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin, MJF and Adam Cole versus Matt Murdock and The Butcher, Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho, Kenny Omega versus Wheeler Yuta, Billy Gunn and The Acclaim versus The Blade and the Bollywood Boys, and many more. Unfortunately, one AEW star suffered an injury in a match. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that Wheeler Yuta has suffered a hamstring injury in his match against Omega. The belief right now is that it's not a quite full tear and that he will be able to return on the July 19th edition for the Blood and Guts in Boston. That's it, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Please be sure to check out more videos of the channel. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to be sure you won't miss out on any more videos. Once again, I'm Camilio Salamander, signing off. Until the next one.
I started with nothing and came out a king. I've been the one that's been ballin' for rings. It's been me and my team and we chasing the green. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free.